Okay, so before the column goes back in the car, if you're following along to keep you up to date, the steering, we press the bearing in. We have a lot left sticking out still. We have just the original upper horn bearing in there still. So we want to get it back in the car, and we're going to play with it some more. But we really don't want the shaft to move up and down anymore, because once we start getting accurate down here and trimming for our U-joint, we might leave the U-joint there, we might move it up, I'm not sure. But I'm going to find out when I put it in the car. But I know that when I make a final decision, I don't want this to accidentally move down a ½ inch because I wasn't paying attention up here, or it moved up because I wasn't paying attention and now I'm too short or too long. So what we're going to do is lock this shaft down. And what I found is once the shaft is in there, you have your horn spring and this little retainer, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the spring sits on top of this little retainer and it goes on the steering shaft. I already have one in there. So what I found is if you line your factory spring up with the top of this, that's pretty close to where it needs to be. So you'll slide the collar lock on and snug it up real quick. And sorry, I forgot the wheel. And then you can kind of test it. You can see the spring when the wheel engages. You should only have a couple threads sticking out before you have to squish the spring. Now, to be extremely accurate, I suggest putting in all the horn mechanism, because that'll make some, I don't know, just make sure everything works properly. You don't want to guess and come up a ½ inch too short, because you ain't going to the junkyard to find one of these. So stock columns. So now we're ready to put it in the car after you have that locked down. That way you know it's not going to move. You're in the right location up top. Stuff like that. Hey, if you guys would, try to follow me on YouTube. I did have to restart. I'm not very good with computers, but I had to restart the YouTube and start over and put a bunch of videos up. So if you guys good, go and check brand new classics on YouTube and maybe follow along. And I'll start posting more stuff like this on a thorough basis or a regular basis. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.